comes a time in every man's life when he must disappear, not physically, but mentally. A time when the noise of the world, the distractions, and the chaos have to be drowned out. A time when you must vanish into the shadows. Not because you're running, but because you're preparing. This isn't about retreating. It's about evolution. It's about stepping back so you can come back stronger, smarter, and more focused than ever before. Disappearing isn't an act of weakness. It's a strategic withdrawal to gain power. When you're surrounded by distractions, when you're drowning in the opinions of others, you can't find yourself. That's why you vanish, into solitude, into focus, into purpose. Because when you reappear, you'll be unrecognizable, not just to the world, but to yourself. In this video, you're going to learn the art of disappearing, not in the way of cowards or quitters, but like a warrior preparing for battle. You'll withdraw from the noise, the constant distractions that have chipped away at your focus, your discipline, and you'll do it quietly, without telling anyone your plans. Silence becomes your weapon. You'll learn what to focus on when the world fades away, how to build an unbreakable foundation of discipline, structure, and mental clarity. What you cultivate during your time in the shadows will shape everything. It's not about the things you do, it's about the person you become. A transformation that starts within. And when it's time to re-emerge, you won't just step out into the world. You'll reforge yourself in a way that's impossible to ignore. Your mind, your body, your presence, everything will be different. Stronger, sharper, ready. Now, the path ahead isn't easy. But the power lies in your ability to disappear and transform, to focus, to grow, and to return with the strength of purpose and the will to rise above. Now let's take the first step. Part number 1, how to disappear. If you truly want to disappear, it starts with one simple but critical step: silence. Shut your mouth. Don't announce your plans to the world. Don't seek validation from others. Don't look for permission. Your journey doesn't need an audience. It requires focus. Absolute, unrelenting focus. Too often people fail before they even begin because they speak too soon. They let others weigh them down with doubt, criticism, and fear. But you go silent. You bury your intentions deep. You become a ghost. And then you disconnect. In a world that's always online, constantly distracted, you pull the plug. You enter a digital detox. No social media, no mindless scrolling, no constant updates. This is where most people falter. They can't handle the solitude. They're addicted to validation, to constant input from the outside world. But not you. This is where you'll find your strength. Solitude. It's not a punishment, it's a weapon. In the silence, you'll learn to sharpen your skills. In the isolation, you'll face your own demons. You won't hide from them. You'll face them head on. You'll endure the pain, the failures, the tears. But you keep them hidden from the world, because this is your time, your battlefield. And when you walk through that fire, you'll emerge, forged in steel. A man can only be himself when he is alone, as Schopenhauer once said. If he does not love solitude, he will not love freedom, for it is only when he is alone that he is really free. To understand who you truly are, you must remove the noise, the distractions, the people who impose their opinions on you. Solitude is where you discover the essence of your being. It's the place where you strip away every layer of influence and expectation and come face to face with who you really are. Only in that silence will you know what you truly desire, what your strengths are, and what you must do next. This doesn't mean abandoning your responsibilities. You're not running from life, from your work, from being a father or a provider. Those priorities remain. You stay disciplined in your duties. But during this time, you let your loved ones and friends know that they may not see you as much. They'll wonder why you've gone quiet, why you've pulled away. But if they love you, they'll understand. They'll know that you're working on something greater, something bigger than just the day-to-day. They'll know that this is part of your evolution. But this is important. You don't explain. You don't go bragging about your plans. You don't tell people what you're working on. You keep it locked down. You keep it private. The more you talk about what you're going to do, the more you open yourself to doubt, to judgment, to outside pressure. Silence is your shield. It keeps you focused on what matters, on the work. You stop caring about what others think of you. You stop living for their approval. This disappearance isn't about running from the world. It's about becoming someone the world isn't ready for. Like Marcus Aurelius said, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. So think of who you want to be. Obsess over it. Every decision, every thought, every action aligns with this new vision of yourself. You stop talking and you start doing. Your actions will speak for you. They will speak louder than any words ever could. During this time, you learn to embrace solitude like an ally. Because when you're alone, you're free. Free from the expectations of others. Free from the need to explain yourself. Free from the distractions that keep others trapped in mediocrity. When you return, you won't need to announce it. People will feel it. The new version of you won't have to speak about the changes. They'll see it in the way you move, in the way you carry yourself. You won't just be better, you'll be unrecognizable. Part number 2. What to focus on when you disappear. When you disappear, you don't just vanish into thin air. You disappear into your purpose. And in this period, everything you do must be intentional, precise, and aligned with one thing: your transformation. You need a clear goal, not vague dreams or loose ambitions, but a defined target. If you aim at nothing, you hit nothing. This is why you write it down, every step, every milestone. This isn't just for motivation. This is your blueprint. When you put your goals on paper, they become tangible, real, something you can hold yourself accountable to. It's like Sun Tzu said in The Art of War. Victorious warriors win first and then go to war, while defeated warriors go to war first and then seek to win. You win by planning. You don't just hope for success, you map it out. You write down what you want, and every day you move closer to it. You track your progress, because progress is the only proof you're moving forward. This period of your life, this monk mode, belongs to one thing and one thing only: your evolution. No distractions, no detours, no excuses. And when I say no distractions, I mean none. This is where most people crumble. Social media, Netflix, alcohol, drugs, vices. All of them are designed to pull you away from your purpose. But you eliminate them. Every notification, every toxic habit, every distraction that doesn't align with your goal, you cut it off. This is the time to be ruthless with your energy. Every second wasted is time stolen from your future. Your body, physically, is the vessel for your mind. You can't move forward mentally if you're weak physically. Every workout you do during this period is not just about looking better, it's about becoming stronger, more disciplined. You sculpt your body into a weapon. Every rep is a battle against the weaker version of yourself. Every drop of sweat is a step closer to the new you. But your body is more than just muscle. What you fuel it with matters just as much as the training. A clean, healthy diet is essential. You focus on whole foods, lean meats, vegetables, and cut out the junk. You stay hydrated, because water is life. What you put into your body directly impacts your energy, your focus, your drive. This isn't just about looking good, it's about fueling your mission. And it's not just about food. Sunlight is crucial for your vitality, for your mental and physical health. You get outside, let the sun hit your skin, and breathe fresh air. Supplements can fill in the gaps when needed, but the core of your strength comes from natural sources. When you return, people won't just see a change in your appearance, they'll feel it. The presence of someone who has gone through the fire and come back forged in steel. But remember this, diet isn't just what you eat. It's what you consume, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. The knowledge you take in every day shapes you as much as the food on your plate. Are you consuming things that make you stronger? Or are you feeding your mind with distractions and negativity? Just as you feed your body with clean, powerful fuel, feed your mind with books, with lessons, with knowledge that builds you up. You are what you eat, but more importantly, you are what you consume. Mentally, you're reprogramming yourself. You take all the toxic beliefs, the self-doubt, the fear, the insecurity, and you burn them. These are chains that have held you back for too long. You train your mind like a soldier trains for war. Every day you remind yourself, why not me? Why can't I become the person I want to be? The world will tell you it's impossible, but that's their reality, not yours. You're building a new reality. This isn't just about becoming better. It's about becoming someone else entirely. Like James Clear said, you do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. So you don't just focus on the outcome, you focus on the process. The systems you build every day are what will push you, challenge you, and ultimately transform you. You strip away the old identity and step into a new one. The person you were yesterday is dead, and the new version of you is born in the fire of your own discipline. And this process requires solitude, true solitude. You have to be alone to hear your own thoughts. In the silence, when there's no one else around, that's when you discover who you really are. You confront your fears, your doubts, your failures. You can't hide from them anymore. But in that solitude, you learn to master yourself. Like Nietzsche said, he who cannot be alone with himself will not survive long in society. If you can't be alone, you can't grow. A man who can sit in silence with his own mind is a man who can conquer anything. Focus on your mind. Discipline it. Build your fortress of solitude. In this world, distractions are your enemy. Toxic environments will poison your progress. Cut them out. People who drag you down, environments that stagnate you. Remove yourself from them. This is not a time for compromise. This is a time to build. And what you're building is something so strong, so powerful, that when you re-emerge, nothing can shake you. Part number 3, reappearing unrecognizable. When the time comes, you'll re-emerge. But understand this, you won't return as the same man who disappeared. No, that version of you is gone. The old self is a shadow that will never walk this path again. The person who steps back into the world will be unrecognizable, not just in appearance, but in every fiber of your being. How you think, how you move, how you carry yourself, it's all different. You've done the hard work, the sacrifices. You've faced your darkest thoughts, battled your own demons in silence. And when you return, you'll leave behind the places that once broke you, the people who held you back, the habits that weakened you. You won't look back, because those versions of yourself are gone. And they should be. You're not returning to prove anything to anyone. The mission was never for the world to understand. It was for you. It was always about becoming the person you were meant to be, not the person others expected you to be. It was about forging an identity so strong that nothing, no one, and no external validation could ever break it. You've walked the path of solitude, of deep reflection and transformation. You've let go of the distractions, the vices, the things that once held you back. And now you've reached the point where you no longer care what others think. You've learned the truth, that the opinions of the world don't define you. That's not where your power lies. It was inevitable, pain and suffering. But the truth is, you didn't need to suffer. You've learned that suffering is a choice. You can choose a different path, one of resilience, one of growth, one where you never return to your old self, your old ways. You've chosen a higher road, and now you are stronger for it. But you're not here to boast. You're not here to show anyone what you've become. You're here because the work never ends. The grind continues. Every day is an opportunity to improve, to sharpen, to grow. That's the truth you've learned. It doesn't stop. The mission is lifelong. You've learned to be relentless. You've learned that every setback, every challenge, is just another opportunity to become something even greater than before. Now you walk with a quiet confidence. The noise doesn't matter. The opinions of others are irrelevant. You don't need validation because you've validated yourself. Your strength comes from within, and it's unshakable. You've walked into the darkest parts of your soul, and you've emerged victorious. And when you look in the mirror, you won't recognize the person who stands before you. But that's not a tragedy. It's a victory. Because that person is stronger, sharper, unbreakable. Like a warrior returning from battle, you carry the scars of your journey, but they are not wounds. They are badges of honor. They are proof that you have faced your demons and walked through the fire. Now, you stand unshakable, unstoppable. You've become the person you were meant to be. And now, there is no going back. In the end, the road to the greatest comeback of your life is not a path for the faint of heart. It's a journey defined by the scars you bear, the battles you fight in silence, and the strength you summon when the world turns its back on you. But it's in the darkest moments that your true power is forged. It's in the struggle, the pain, the relentless pursuit of victory that you become who you were always meant to be. The world won't hand you success. It demands that you earn it. It's a test of will, a measure of character. And those who rise, they rise not because of luck, but because they refuse to be broken. They took every hit, every setback, and used it to fuel the fire inside. This is your moment. You are not defined by your failures, but by how you rise from them. How you stand tall when the world is watching, waiting for you to fall. But you won't fall, you'll rise. And when you do, nothing will stand in your way. For it is your world. Build it.